every single one of you is the reason why this is possible. Every single one of you is the reason how it is possible that we change things now for the future. My name is State Delegate Ibraheem Samirah. I am one of you, and I'm ready to fight for you now and forever. Look, first I want to start off by thanking everybody that came, but I also want to thank the organizations and the folks that came to support us today. Whether it be Paco from Our Revolution, John Henry from Sunrise, Jamal Abdi from NIAC Action, and Yasmin Tayyib from Empower Action, and gosh, did I forget anybody? I hope I didn't. I think I covered it. And it's so wonderful to have all of you, of course, one by one. Thank you so very much for supporting this important work. Why is this so important? Why is this race so important to me? Why am I getting back into this political mess that we have? What is wrong with me? I'm a dentist. I could be just working every single day. I could be fixing teeth, helping with my hands, making a difference every single day, just focused on my patients. Why did I give up this life, not so fully, but why did I give up partially to be able to run for state senate? It starts with a story of my background. I grew up in Chicago. I grew up in working class neighborhoods. I grew up partly on the south side, but also southwest suburbs, which, if you know, are very working class neighborhoods. I grew up in a small, tiny apartment. My parents, recent immigrants with accents, with not stable jobs. My mother a teacher, my father a student working on a cab, and a civil rights activist, an organizer, very passionate about fixing things, fixing problems that stemmed from me being Palestinian. A lot of it comes back to this core struggle that Palestinians had to face all throughout generations that have come after the start of the occupation of their lives in Palestine and beyond. And it's the type of things that inspired my father to do things differently, to try to fix problems all around him. But we also faced problems at home. It wasn't just bad jobs. My mother had to hold on to me in her room for an extra 3 weeks or above the 9-month period. She could have easily suffered major health issues as a result of that. She had several struggles with my brothers, my siblings, as she was giving birth to them. And doctors told her, do not get pregnant again. And she did. And we have this powerful family that we've developed from it, but should not have come at the cost of my mother's own health. My father being discriminated against very actively in the Chicagoland area, resulting in a major problem in my life where he was not allowed to re-entry into the United States in 2002, soon after 9/11. And that started a family separation story for me, where immigration issues mixed in with discrimination, mixed in with political prejudice against people that sought to build power for the powerless started. And I had to move with my family to Jordan to graduate high school there. But to not give up, to recognize that I can't live under dictatorships in the Middle East forever. I'm an American. I can come back to this country and fight for what's right, fight for my right to be an American here, to have a home here, to succeed here. So I came back on a full scholarship to American University down in DC. And it landed me in the DC area, and I fell in love with the weather. Unfortunately, climate change has really changed things for the worse around here, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But that was the starting point. Is I wanted to be somewhere where it wasn't as cold as Chicago, and so it led me to stick around. I went to Boston University for dental school, and I came right back. And during those college years, there were very formative years. I got to understand the problems at large that we faced when I was growing up, that we face at large as communities here. And I got to be an organizer for 8 years at American University, running for student government president, running. Got student government people over here. From American University. Organizing as part of my Muslim Student Association, but also as part of Students Justice in Palestine, really doing the nitty-gritty work that's necessary to understand how we fix our problems and how we lead to solutions. Building with fossil fuel divestment campaigns, doing everything I can to just be as knowledgeable about the problems, but also recognizing how we build solutions. And the solutions, they all stemmed from building power. Every single one of them required serious power building. And I wasn't disillusioned by the fact that we're so powerless at the federal level. I recognize opportunity at the local level. And I recognize that all politics is local. And I recognize that politics starts from the bottom, not from the top. And that those that believe that the power starts at the bottom are able to change the politics at the top. There's so many layers to that story that I just shared. But the reality is at the end of the day, it requires all of us to commit to the same project of building power at the local level. We need to be able to fight for everybody's healthcare needs by making sure that there's an option out there for them to be able to purchase or get that allows them affordable health, quality of healthcare. We got to break up the private insurance monopolies that exist out there. We cannot continue to be paying on the Affordable Care Act marketplaces, the Obamacare marketplaces, $400 a month for an individual, for one individual. That's not something that's doable anymore. We have to fix that. And that starts at the state level. That starts by allowing people to have a public option to buy Medicaid. Yes. That was an original component of the Obamacare, and it was taken out by private corporations. And that was 2008. We're in 2024. That needs to be a reality. As a doctor, I know when people can't pay for a crown. I know when people can't pay for a filling. I know why that is. It's because healthcare is too expensive. And that needs to be fixed. I'm proud to provide the most affordable rates that exist in this area. I preach what I say in policy as well as in my own dental practice here. Beyond that, we need to fix the problems with housing. When people are complaining about the fact that egg prices go up, remember, that's not the reason why they have so little money in their bank account. In this area in Northern Virginia, housing costs are extremely high. One bedrooms are going for $2,300 a month. Okay, that is not acceptable in the exurbs. Imagine how it is right now in Arlington or in DC. That's not acceptable. People don't make that much money to be able to afford that much. And that's why they complain about when gas prices go up by 10 cents or 20 cents. It's not the $4 extra that they're paying for a fuel tank, a full fuel tank. That's not what it is. It's the fact that the auto pay took out $2,500, $2,600 a month from their bank account. And they have so little left. And so yes, they're looking at these small margins in their bank account. We need to be able to solve that at the state level. Localities are not doing their part to fight back against high housing costs. We need more affordable, quality affordable housing near metro stations. And that's part of the major solution that we need for our climate crisis. What we're seeing today is a product of the need to use cars all the time to get to and from work, people not being able to live where they need to live. It's also a product of our inability to house more people on less land. And that also dips into class discrimination, where people that are less wealthy are not allowed to live in neighborhoods where there's good school systems. These are realities that are all tied in with this climate problem that we're facing. So we need to have a Green New Deal that actually solves all these problems collectively at once. Woo! That leads to the last major important part of this mission, is to get more quality jobs. We need quality jobs for people. That means we need unions to be empowered. We need to make sure that the minimum wage increase that I was able to help sign into law continues to be tied to inflation. Republicans in Virginia are trying to prevent the rise of the minimum wage as years pass, as it tied to inflation. They're trying to stop the progress that we made under the trifecta majority. They're trying to roll back progress on multiple different fronts. And we need to be able to continue to fight for the working class in this country. You know, I didn't talk about our loss 2 days ago. Because if we had candidates that were saying the things that I was saying, that I'm saying right now, running at the national level, we would have won the White House 2 days ago. We did not have the focus on the pocketbook issues that people are dealing with every single day. We just kept on hearing how unemployment rates are record low over and over and over again. That didn't mean anything to somebody that only had $300 at the end of the month in their bank account. Okay? There's middle class people here in the wealthiest counties of America, here in Loudoun County, that don't have that much money in their pockets. These are people that bought their houses 20 years ago when the housing costs for a house was $200,000, $300,000 max. And that was expensive back then too. Now that same house is $700,000. They probably have a very similar career that they had 20 years ago. It doesn't pay enough to be able to cover their property taxes. It doesn't pay enough to cover the rise of costs. There's so many things that are tied into this question. If we had the right candidates at the national level to hash out these issues with the American public through a robust democracy, we would not have the issues that we'd have right now. We need to be able to turn the page. We need to be able to move on from the past. I hate talking about the past. The past is the worst. The present is way better. And we have to be eternally optimistic that things will change for the better.
Yes.
And so I bring it back to you all. Do you guys all want to reduce costs on healthcare?
Yes.
Yes. Do you guys all want to make sure housing costs are more affordable in Loudoun?
Yes.
Do you guys want to make sure there's a clean environment for us to live in this planet?
Yes.
Do you guys all want to make sure that we keep raising wages to a livable wage?
Yes.
Then fight with me. We have a state Senate seat to win. Thank you so very much for coming.